This is where the fun begins.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Thursday morning coffee chat. And I'm so excited to be here with you and also with Stig, my co-pilot here. And of course, please share in the chat what are you enjoying this morning? Tea, coffee, soda. Let us know what you are drinking or snacking on as we prepare to get into the comics Trackdown 1 and 2. So good morning, Stig. How are you doing?
I'm doing quite well this afternoon, midday.
Yeah.
No, sorry, it's 6. Was that evening?
Yeah.
Almost evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing quite well. I have Coca-Cola as well and snacks.
Yeah, that's your brand, right? Or not your brand, but that's your thing, Coca-Cola. Like anything
Yeah.
Coke. Yeah.
And I don't even put it in my coffee.
Well, I don't know. Well, that's good for you. People have tastes, their own tastes and stuff. And I have people trickling in right now, and we're just beginning. So please press the like button and share the stream out and let them know we are live finally. And thank you guys again for coming in. And of course, Miss Martin Muses here with a hand wave and her signature rose. I just love that. And then we have Lady Toriel. Hello, Teresa. So we have two of my members coming here faithfully. Greetings, OG and Stig and chat. And then Miss Martin Muse is enjoying peppermint coffee. That sounds good. I like peppermint mocha sometimes, especially like during the holidays. Gives that little bit of classic peppermint with a little bit of chocolate, coffee, or espresso taste. So that's really good.
It sounds really fucked up, and that's the way it is.
It's not fucked up. You don't knock it until you try it. Don't knock it until you try it.
I'm not trying that shit.
Well, then don't knock it till you try it. That's all I got to say. That's all what I tell people. You can't make an assessment if you never tried it. So
yes, I can.
No, that's being biased, or not even biased. It's like, I don't know. You haven't tasted it yet, but I'll digress. So Soul Assassin, morning, everybody. Good morning, and how are you doing? And then we have Snorta Popus Q bar. Sorry, it's kind of a tongue twister for me. Hello, humans and other critters, and good morning from Cali, wherever you're at. I'm hoping you're having a good morning, day, or evening. And this is my mug. This is one of my favorite squadrons here, and I've tested you guys before on if you know which squadron this is and what era of Star Wars it is. So if you guys know, it's not a test anymore. Just share it in the chat there. But my favorite squadron right here, I'm wearing the t-shirt as well. So there we go. There we go. So Stig, you have any important news to share with us here soon?
No, just the one I posted earlier about the, I think I sent you the article. It was from a few days ago. The Dark Forces game is getting a remake.
Really?
And I posted a screenshot of it. Did you see it?
I've been so busy like reviewing, and I've been going over Bad Batch and stuff. I'm gonna have to go take a look.
Well, it was a link to it in your inbox.
Okay.
If you would pay attention. And it's also on my Twitter. And it looks fantastic. New graphics.
Holy crap. So the one I have, Dark Forces, I should just go ahead and get the updated version then?
It's not out yet. It says it's out. It said Q4, so that's the fourth quarter this year, I think. And it said PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Holy crap! Okay, because I barely started Dark Forces, and I've been enjoying learning the mechanics and stuff. So hopefully it has better, controllability and stuff than what the old one has currently.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna improve that, because the controls in the old one hasn't aged that well. It's playable, but modern audience, right?
Yeah, I wonder if they made it less pixelated.
Oh yes, they did. I put I saved one of the screenshots and put it on my. I'll put a link up in the private chat.
Okay. So you guys hear that? You guys need to check that out. I think Stig said he did share it. So I would go and check that out and then keep track and see if there's any pre-orders. Is there any pre-order or pre-sales or anything for that?
No.
No? Okay.
Here it is. Here's the tweet.
Okay.
Put it in the thing.
Okay. All right. We'll check it out later. Let me just glance at it real quick before I move on to the comics. And I'm excited for these comics that we are reviewing. It is getting closer to Revenge of the Sith. We do have a movie callback, like scenes that, like EU that's announced in in Revenge of the Sith is within this here. So another continuity link as well. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm going to retweet that.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. I must have skipped over that announcement that you shared with me in our private chats, and I do apologize, Stig. You know me, sometimes I get busy and then I skip over things, and then I'm like late to the show.
I'm used to women not paying attention, so
it's okay. All right, let's see who's all jumping in right now as we are talking, and before we get into the comments here, Kitty Bear. Hello and good evening. How are you doing? Okay. And then remake with the Unreal Engine suit?
I don't think it said anything.
Yeah.
I think it was the same one that Battlefront uses.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. Hey, and this is Christopher Barker. Hey, Alora and Stig. So High Republic is introducing non-binary Jedi, and Star Wars fans are complaining about it. I ask, why does gender matter to the character or the plot? Gender is non-issue. It never has been an issue in Star Wars. These characters were already introduced before as trans non-binary, but how can they be both when one means they have no sex, they don't have a sex or associate with a gender, while the other one says they're transitioning from one to another? So I don't get that concept.
There's hermaphrodites, and actually the Hutts are non-binary.
Yeah.
So it's always been a thing in Star Wars. It hasn't been, excluded.
Yeah.
But the reason, well, you could actually see it in the marketing for this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting up these characters and specifying these are non-binary trans people or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it says nothing about their characters, just what kind of pronouns they use. And when they do that, it's obvious that that's why they're there, to represent a pronoun. It has nothing to do with a story or anything. These characters were created first, and then they had a story glued in around them.
Yeah, exactly. And that was noticeable and everything when they started announcing the High Republic, and they had the whiteboard with what they wanted to check off for characters and stuff. And we have that same comic or whatever sharing that, we have Avar Chris who's being a Karen because she's correcting someone because they called them the incorrect pronouns. And to me, that shares and shows and is evident to that they are inserting today's politics and identity, what have you, into the story, which George used themes and inspired by, events that happened in his lifetime, but he did not put them in there. There's a difference in being inspired and creating the theme to help create the world building. And there's a difference between putting something directly in that calls back to our reality.
Yeah, Star Wars was designed to be timeless,
which
is why it became a global phenomenon. And by making something current, even if it's relevant, right? You're dating it.
Mm-hmm.
So in 10 years' time, the Star Wars of today will be dated, and it will be, people won't be able to relate to it, I think.
Yeah.
But the OT and the PT were designed
Mm-hmm.
to be timeless, and people 200 years from now will be able to fully understand what's going on and fully, I guess, identify with the story in general, because it's just
Yeah.
classic good versus evil.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the new stuff is Nazis versus pronouns.
Yeah.
You know,
Ree! You said the wrong pronoun. Ree!
yeah.
Basically. So we have Active LA. Hi, OG Stars. Thank you for coming in and joining us. New viewer here. Yes, thank you. So we're going to, coffee chat. Basically, we discuss lore and all that, Star Wars, George Lucas era of Star Wars. And right now we're having a campaign and going through the comics, because I was never big on comics growing up, no matter what franchise I was involved in. So I'm like rediscovering some stuff in Star Wars that I never, I knew the gist, but not the full in-depth story. So it's like a rediscovery for me, and it's been enjoyable. So we are covering, if you haven't heard of them, the Republic comics as well. And I do have a super chat, so I'll get to you in a few seconds. Stunning and Brave. Megatron boobs. Yeah, they have armor. They have boob armor. All right. Howdy, Megatron. And then laugh out, Stig. I know a man who is worse than a woman when it comes to not listening. It's my brother. And then we have a crazy cat guy, $3 super sticker. And I don't have my link in front of me to see what it is, but thank you again for the super sticker. Let me see. Sakori, non-binary, only a with deals in absolute. And the thing, I think someone
it's probably means Sith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Someone mentioned this yesterday, and I think I retweeted it, but I really didn't cover much or didn't really say anything about it. But Jedi are not supposed to focus on self and their, and anything that really deals with them. They are supposed to focus outwards. And so focusing on self and transitioning and stuff doesn't make sense for a Jedi. Really. It doesn't.
No.
Mm-mm. No. So, to me, that didn't make sense. I didn't think about that until someone posted that. Whoops, it jumped. And so they had, that was, a good point, that was a good, subject that that Jedi don't focus on themselves. So yeah. All right. And then we have Abu Nasa at $5. Popping in real quick to show love to you, sweetie. Thank you so much. You and Stig kick ass today. I'll catch the replay. Gotta attend my chapter union meeting now. Enjoy your meeting. Yes, you can catch us on the replay. So have a good one. And I know job, business, I hear you. You need to make that money. All right. So in my opinion, you can only call people with the multiple personality disorders they, them. I am they, them, as in I have multiple personalities disorder. I think you have a point there.
A lot of they, them tend to have other issues as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just that bit.
Yeah. And it's this pronoun thing doesn't make sense when it comes to grammar and stuff. Like if you were a grammar teacher, it wouldn't make sense, because the only time you would use plural pronouns and stuff is if you're, talking to multiple people, right? Not just an individual. And so
yeah, imagine one of those pronoun Jedis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ordering they show up at a space transport place and they want tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy goes, well, how many tickets do you want? And the person says, they want one.
Yeah. Wow.
And he's like, well, how many? One for each of, one for them. Or if one of them is in trouble, people go, save them. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
It's gonna call, they are in trouble.
Yeah, they are in trouble. Yeah, it's very confusing, and they wonder why grammar and people responding with the English language is so horrible now. There are some of your reasons right there. There are that they them. That is your example of how bad grammar has gone. So everything is
Yeah.
going bad, but that's how
And they
it's
mixed it with the alphabet soup.
yeah, exactly. So Corey, OG, is it my TV or did you dye your nostrils blue? I didn't do nothing to my nostrils, so I don't know. I don't know.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. All right, you guys are just friggin' hopping in these chats here. Thank you guys again. Miss Smart Muses again. Yes, the comics are awesome. Yes, they are. So we're going to get started here. Ancient One, OG Star Wars and Stig. I noticed you two were right on Lady Toriel's previous live stream. It's unfortunate I utterly missed said live stream, and I still have yet to watch the rest. That's up there, so go back and watch it. It was a fun little chat, spontaneous for Lady Toriel, and she is just another amazing person in our community. So please go subscribe to her channel.
That was the day those 5 pounds of meth you sent me arrived.
Yeah. Stig was like, "Yay, I got my meth," because all of a sudden I'm a drug dealer.
Yep. Well, it wasn't I didn't buy it, so it was just a gift. So it doesn't count as dealing then.
Well, I did get money, so maybe someone bought it for you and you didn't know.
Well, I need more because I've used it all.
Okay. All right. I hate comics. I hate comics. It was a comic that gave me a black eye when I was a kid. I slapped on the comic when I stepped on it and slammed my head against it. But ouch! Oh, you slipped on a comic. I said slipped on the comic. Yeah, that sucks. That's why moms always say pick up your shit, right? When you're little and you're like, what? I don't want to clean my room. Yeah, that's why.
Sounds almost comical, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And Rey is Sith. She got strong in the Force, taking the easiest way. They don't realize that. You have a great point.
Yeah.
Even when she uses the Force, she screams in the hollow. She doesn't connect. She doesn't get peaceful.
Yeah.
She's great example. Go ahead.
Rage forcing.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's a Sith thing. That is really a Sith thing. So Disney Star Wars is very, very confused about.
Well, that's why the SJWs identify with Rey, because she's screeching all the time. She screeches and she gets what she wants. Participation trophy.
Yes. There we go. I almost spit out my coffee right there. That would have been hilarious if it went all over the place. All right. We are not amused. All right. So we have been talking far too much about Disney Star Wars. So let's go ahead and get into the heart of Star Wars. And that is the Republic Comics Takedown 1 and 2. So let me go ahead and share it. There we go. So there is our beautiful Ayla Secura. And this first one, basically,
You're muted.
Whoopsie, wrong one. The mission basically is to, investigate what Voss had said when he was taken back to the temple and back into the Jedi fold from, the last comics. And so we have this going on. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see here. Wrong button. There we go. So I like this cover. Yeah, I like this cover, but I didn't use it on the thumbnail. But we have Ayla here, one of our classic female Jedis that, never existed, even though she was in the movie.
Yeah.
So, and then wait. Let me see. Let me go back. That's Sora Bulk, right?
Behind her? Oh, and Ayla Secura for some reason has a French accent on the Clone Wars. None of the other Twilights have that.
Oh.
Yep.
I didn't even notice that. I forgot all about that. Maybe I was just like trying to, block it out. So, all right. All right, so right here we have a flashback between Thom and Doku, and this is at Bakura, and Bakura is also mentioned. It's already in post Return of the Jedi, right after Return of the Jedi, right hours after, where Leia and the classic three go to Bakura to create a truce and stuff. And I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there's a continuity link right here in a sense. Bakura shortly after Battle of Geonosis.
Yeah, this is Thom and Sora Bulk, who Bulk we know is one of Dooku's henchmen now. He's a fallen Jedi, not a gray Jedi. He's a fallen Jedi.
Yes, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, and you see Thom and Sora fighting Dooku right after the Geonosis battle on Bakura.
On Bakura, yes. And, we have the conversation between the two, and basically he starts trying to convince Thom to join him, just like how we see him do with Obi-Wan Kenobi in Attack of the Clones. So he's using that same kind of rhetoric that he was giving Obi-Wan Kenobi in this here. And, Thom doesn't fall for it, basically. And this is where he gets his injury.
Yeah, Dooku cuts his eye out. And look at how that works, right? His eye is out and there's a cut.
Yeah.
On Rebels, when Maul blinds Kanan, there's just a line of soot. The eyes are still there.
Yeah.
No damage except for a little black line.
Wow. And I didn't even realize that because I didn't, like I said, didn't really pay attention to that cartoon series, only just certain plots that I wanted to look up. So I didn't realize that. So again, Disney Star Wars doesn't know how to be gory, I guess you can say, and be accurate with what, was created before with Star Wars. Like literally when someone gets injured with a lightsaber, shit happens, right?
Yeah.
And that goes with Kylo Ren too, because remember he got sliced across the eye, just like this.
Yep. And he didn't lose an eye; he just got a little scratch.
Yeah.
At least he got a wound, though.
Yeah, I give that, but still, a lightsaber. Yeah, unless she took it and strategically just cut down, that kind of hit should have took his eye. Just like we see here. But then also too, with Finn getting sliced up the spine, that should have killed him. Because that's where all your nerves and stuff are. That should have killed him. So there you go. But no, it barely went through because lightsabers suck in Star Wars. So let's move on. All right. Am I still with you? Oh, yeah. He is muted. I just got quiet. I was like, did I lose? Because I'm not looking at the screen. I'm looking at the comic screen. I'm not looking at the full screen. All right. So we move on here and we have Thom right here. He is injured. And again, Doku is telling him, basically talking to him and telling him that, he senses the dark side and that, he flirts with it, but he doesn't want to cross over. If he crosses over, then he would have more power. The same kind of Sith kind of talk that they do and Doku's known for. And again, this is all flashback. And this is after. And we see here Tara. She's basically, Thom, I need you present. Thom, do you know where you're at? And then he basically says, yes, I know where I'm at. And we see Luminara in the background. She's one of the healers. And Barriss, we all know that's her apprentice. And they are healers. They are strong in the Force with healing. And it's amazing how we see different Jedi that have different abilities that are stronger than the other. So it makes the Force very unique with each individual instead of everybody knowing and having the same powers, I guess you can say, or abilities. I'd rather say abilities and power. So we have Barriss over here, and she's, going through and, making sure he's okay and that his leg is connecting to the cybernetic, grafting. The grafting is taking place to the leg. And so another thing in, Star Wars is the technology we know with the cybernetics and stuff. So if you lose a limb, you still can have, have something it replaced in a sense. So there we go. And these two have always had some sort of relationship, affection between each other, if you guys haven't noticed. And let's see here. They talk about Anzot and how important it is, because there's other things going on there. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see here. Excuse me. And then they talk about how he's the one that he sent Quinlan to, into the dark side. And he's not entirely certain he's going to come out of it, and he's responsible. So we see Thom, have that push and pull within himself. And that he needs to further investigate what Thom had presented to the council and to them. He needs to go investigate himself and not send Voss back in. And Tara is basically, you can't go by yourself. And he goes, I already have reinforcements to help, and we have Ayla right here that basically is called upon. Her and her troops will be on standby if he needs them. So, and again, they always had some kind of affection between each other. So I've noticed that, and I don't know if you guys noticed that. Let's see here. Stig, are you still with us? He is muted. And let's see here. Oh, okay. He sent me a message. So let me see here. I'm going to go in here and see what's going on in the chat real quick, and we'll move on. Rebels was more a kid show, though, and I doubt parents would be happy with more gore. No, not really. I mean, well, it is a cartoon show, but Star Wars is for kids too, and they still had, limbs being cut off and stuff like that. So still, we would have seen it. It should still be the same, really. So I don't take that as an excuse. Never have, never will. Ayla with a French accent, giggity. And then Noah Lore, lightsabers are awesome. Only helicopter lightsabers suck. I was talking about Disney Lucasfilm lightsabers. Disney has a history of bloodless sword action. No surprise there. Yeah, of course. Sweet talker Doku. Yes, he is. He's a sweet talking darksider. Crossguard sabers like Kylo's is also stupid. And there was crossguards, I guess you could say, are similar type lightsabers in the original EU. But they were very few and far in between. And there were some that had a guard that was only on one side. And I'll have to share that on Twitter. I like Rey Salona idea of Kylo killing her parents, but that's too intelligent for Jar Jar Abrams. The hack destroyed Skywalker legacy. Yes. All right, let's get back to the comic here. And so now we're on Coruscant. Now we see, Voss and Kayleen here. And basically, they are in the senatorial tombs. And of course, all these people that are, deceased are encased in carbonite. So I thought that was very interesting. So he wants to find out from the senator that he thought was a Sith, who the real Sith is, or who the henchman is that went out and killed. So he's over there. And of course, we know he's Kiffer. So he's going to use his ability to get pass information from the deceased senator. So, and Stig, I was just talking about how the deceased are entombed in carbonite.
Yeah, and well, to be fair though, it shouldn't work if it's been too long since it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's limited, right?
Yeah. Oh, his abilities, you mean, like his his psychometry?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long ago was it from him killing the senator to now? I mean,
well, it's been a few months at least,
mm-hmm.
half a year maybe. It's quite a while ago, but
he also got it off his aunt, which that murder. How he touched his aunt and he's seen the murder of his parents.
Yeah. Well,
and I think it's because of his. I think it's because of his ability. His force ability that helps him have that that enhanced, I guess you could say. maybe. And that's why he's always been sought, or whatever, because he's got the force sensitivity and the psychometry, which the force sensitivity heightens that more. That's the only thing I can think of. So
Yeah, I think the thing with the aunt and his parents and stuff, it's because it has stronger emotions that are
true.
linked to him. But
Yeah,
they did say in another comic that he couldn't sense anything because it had been too long.
yeah.
But it hadn't been that long, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there we go. But we have this, and so he's gonna try, and we'll get into that. So of course he's touching the deceased carbonated senator, and they have their little talk here, and he basically starts seeing him, how he killed, the dramatic rage of him killing the senator. So he sees all that from the senator, and that's that must be something, to see yourself in someone else, and your deed of killing them and stuff. That has to be a huge blow.
No, that has to be awesome.
You think so?
Depends on who it is.
Yeah, because I was like, for him, probably not. Maybe for a Sith, but then again, he's like walking that fine line, and he's, yeah. So, yeah. Because he says, of course, most vivid image, my killing you. I don't need that. Show me what I need. So, yeah. That's like, like watching yourself on TV do some heinous deeds and stuff like that. Like, bam, that's crazy. That's crazy.
The highlighted comment is blotting out a bit of the screen.
Okay, I will take it out then. Sorry about that. I thought I did. All right. Can you see everything?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
there we go.
It was blotting up. Hey, zoom in for Soul Assassin.
Zoom in for Soul Assassin.
Yeah,
huh?
That one was censored earlier by the
shit.
highlighted
I don't have my mouse with me. Whoops, that went back.
A lot.
It did. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Back on track. So
there you go, Soul Assassin.
We will talk about this then. So this is what he sees. He sees this assassin here, and she's an Anzadi.
Yeah, and she looks like something out of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, huh? I haven't played that in a while.
Yeah, she looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
Yeah. And she has this, look at her cybernetic arms. Look at that.
Well, it's gloves. I don't think it's...
they're gloves. Okay. That's just because of the armor on it. It almost looks like cybernetic, and then the shoulder armor too. Okay. I'll stand corrected. But that's what it looked like to me, because how it looks. But it looks pretty cool. And of course, you always point out, and you pointed out last time, and maybe it's an Anzadi thing, but then you also pointed out how like villains have long nails. Look at her long nails. So
yeah, it's it's a thing. Every time there's an evil wizard or something in a movie,
yeah,
they always have long nails for some stupid reason.
Yeah, like vampire-ish kind of people too.
Yeah, vampires have it too. But in this case, it makes sense though, because it's a weapon. She probably rips people to death, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Just imagine her scratching up your back right there.
No.
No. All right. And then so we have Ayla and Thom and them. They're going to go to Anzat. And of course, here's the planet surface here. And so again, like I said, I think you missed it. I think you were gone at the time. Thom wants to investigate what Voss had, given them on the council meeting when he returned, and he doesn't want Voss to really investigate. And Tara's like, I don't want you to go by yourself. And so he's like, I'm not. And he has Ayla and her troops on standby. So if he needs them. So she's there as reinforcements for him. If he, so he has his backup. And that's what, there we go. That's what Tara was worried about. And I also pointed out how him and Tara have, that this kind of relationship, this passionate relationship or whatever, that because they're always looking at like hugging on each other or looking at each other in a passionate way. So I find that intriguing, I guess, considering Jedi and stuff. So they're on Zot, and they know that they need to get. They're talking about how they need to get into the town or into into housing and stuff, because just roaming around on the surface of Anzat is dangerous for off-worlders and stuff. And that's just the history of Anzat because of the Anzati and what they do and everything. So they know that they need to get cover. So now we're back at Coruscant, and we are at Dexter's Diner. So Dex's Diner. So here we go. So this, another great thing, fun thing is, we were introduced to him in Attack of the Clones, right? He's not an EU character that was brought in.
Oh no, I think he was in. I think he was in a novel or something from before.
He wasn't in. Yeah, he was mentioned in the Legends of Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I don't remember what year that came out, so I can't really say if that's the one.
No, I think it's. I think he was mentioned in one of the novels that took place before Attack of the Clones. I'll check it out. I'll look for it.
Okay, all right. So we have Voss meeting up with Dex in his diner, and he's like, Obi-Wan came back to Coruscant with you, and he didn't stop by. He's a bum. You can tell him. Dex said he was a bum, and so they have that friend push and pull kind of banter going on, because we know that Obi-Wan. And if you read the lore with Dexter, between Dexter and Obi-Wan, they are basically friends. They are close friends. And then that's proven in Attack of the Clones as well. And Dexter's not only a diner owner and a cook and stuff. He, also, is a great information broker as well. That's why, Jedi and, and Obi-Wan and people go to him, because he has that knowledge. So
Dexter Jetster,
yeah,
is EU. He
okay.
His first appearance is in Jedi Quest: The Trail of the Jedi, which is one of the young adult books. So yeah, he predates Attack of the Clones.
Oh, okay. There we go. There's another one.
Yeah,
I kind of had that suspicion, but I couldn't link the novel or novel the young readers or whatever. And there you go, you guys. Another EU character that was brought in. We have perfect, continuity here, between the EU and the movies, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? So yeah. There we go. And people who say otherwise are just idiots and didn't read and do their homework. Sorry, I'm very blunt on that today, and I don't give a shit.
EU character right there, and added to the movie.
Yeah, well, Voss, in a sense, is EU. He
is absolutely EU.
Yeah.
He got a mention in the Revenge of the Sith. You never see him in the movies.
Yeah.
Some people claim it's Quinlan Voss on Tatooine in Episode 1, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's just another Kiffer, but
that Kiffer inspired his character.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah, but, I think I read that it wasn't him, but that Kiffer, that person that was seen, in Mos Eisley, in the community, inspired, Voss.
Yeah.
So there we go. And so basically, they start, their conversation, and he's like, there's a war going on, Dex. And he goes, I know it. I'd like to the old days out in the rim, you and me, Kenobi, the kids, wide open. And so they kind of refer back to the relationship, because Obi-Wan Kenobi knew him since he was a Padawan. And that's in also the Legend of Obi-Wan Kenobi. It tells a lot, that it mentions how they met. And so they have a nice relationship there as well. And this also, further, establishes that relationship, Yeah. So, and he's just talking about how he, about what Voss is doing. And then we have this little banter between Kayleen and Dexter. He's like, if you're hungry, I could cook you something. And she's like, no. And then she goes and tries to take food off of someone's plate that's going out to out to the customer. And he
What
basically,
an animal.
yeah. And he slaps her on the hand right
there. He's right to do so.
Yeah.
Should have smacked her head and thrown her out.
Mm-hmm. I know. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you just don't do that.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And so she's right here. And she goes, it's okay. It's okay. I'm not really hungry. And look at her being all snarky to him and stuff. So, yeah.
Oh, and there's a better waitress at Dexter's Diner now than it used to be. It used to be a droid.
There we
now
go.
There's not a droid.
Yeah, not a droid. And look at her. She's really working for her tips too. Look at her.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Soul Assassin wants to give her a tip.
Yeah. And then Voss basically says, I'm looking for someone, Dex. I need a name. And he's all basically female Anzadi assassin. So basically we have everybody looking, going down the same path without even knowing. Because Voss doesn't know Thom went to find out either about the assassin as well. And so we have that. So we have basically the forces working in tandem with these people here, even though Thom didn't want Quinlan Voss to go, searching, and he did it himself. Voss is already, without Thom knowing, investigating as well. So, and her name is it Saji? Sajay Tasha. That's what I'm getting, but I could be saying it wrong. Sajay Tasha. And so that's who that Anzadi assassin's name is. So I might have said her name wrong, but that's how I'm reading it. Sajay Tasha.
Sajay Tasha.
Tasha. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sajay Tasha. There we go. I'm like Sajay Tasha. Kind of sounding.
Or it could be Saji.
Saji. Yeah, I know. These Star Wars names, if you don't hear them pronounced, like on
Audible.
No,
it's Sajay.
Sajay. Okay. Yeah. So basically he gets that information, and so he's on the right track, same as Voss, or same as Thom, within this investigating. Whoopsie. I was trying not to do that. I need to go grab my mouse. It's still packed away from my trip. Let's see here. There we go. No, I don't like that.
Well, we're not supposed to support the mouse on this channel.
Not that mouse. All right. And then so basically, they start parting ways here. And, of course, we still have them, with their little snide remarks. So she doesn't really make a good impression on Dexter. Yeah, so, and I don't blame him. And basically I was pointed this out earlier to Stig. I like this remark that he says about Voss. And if the Jedi and if the rest of the Jedi are getting as scary as you, maybe it's time to head back to the Outer Rim. So basically we know that, Voss is basically very rugged. He's been through a lot of shit. So, he's his demeanor is very different than Obi-Wan Kenobi's, basically. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Voss and Kenobi were friends when they were Padawans.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So makes perfect sense that Voss knows Dexter as well.
Yeah. Yes. And then meanwhile on Zot, we have and I've pulled up his name. That's Master Katachik, Katichak, Katachik, and we have him meditating and a lightsaber put in front of his neck. Yeah. Oh no, it's Akaisai. So his first name is Akaisai or whatever. I thought it was Master Tatachek. All right, so I probably got that wrong still. And here we go. And so we get to see who it is, and it's Thom. So he finds him on Thom. So the Atata chick basically was a student of this guy here. So that's why. And so he was a master, and he's now on Anzot, and Thom is seeking him out for information. So there we go. I got the connection right.
Yeah, I think he is on Saudi too.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And so they have their little go about here because he's searching for who the assassin is as well. And so he's getting information from him. And but what a nice way to really like get someone's attention is light your lightsaber and like put it in front of their throats while like it's meditating. You know, so I thought that was crazy. So and then they began a duel here because they have a little bit of, you know, talking and stuff here. And basically his henchmen or his students join in on the fight. So we have Thom here engaged in a fight against that Anzati. And then we go back to Maggot's Cantina, the Anzot spaceport. And here we have, of course, Asajj being what a Twi'lek does best, or doing what a Twi'lek does best. So,
yeah, she's. This is why people want to hug her, you know.
That's why people want to hug her, is because she's a sweetheart, or because of just the way she is, or what?
Because she's huggable.
Mm-hmm.
She's comfy to hug, you know.
What's so comfy to hug?
You know, like a body pillow.
Mm-hmm. Like two of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to check out the chat real quick before we move on. Let's see here. All right. Let's see here. Hello, Lady Toriel. And we have about 18 people here. So you guys press the like button here and share the stream out on Twitter and what have you. And Max basically loves what Stig said. And let's see here. And we said she has nice beanbags. And then this one right here, Twi'lek body pillow.
Needs to be a thing.
There we go. There we go. Twi'lek body pillow. Okay. So basically she is using her talents, her sensual ways, I guess you could say, to get information from people right here. And of course, they are, you know, they are accepting her affection. That's all I got to say. And she wants to find Sora Bulk, basically.
Yeah, why shouldn't they, you know, be accepting of her?
Mm-hmm. And look at, they are. And we see that right there because, you know, she's really using her abilities to get information. So, and they're basically telling you don't need to go out, you know, by yourself. You're an off-worlder. Stay here with us and we'll protect you. And, you know, I'm being very blunt, and they're saying it very, you know, seductively to her.
Yeah. So. Yeah, you need to protect the body pillows.
The body pillows. They need to stay put in one spot so you can enjoy the body pillows, right? Yeah. And she does get information that she goes on her ship. She goes on her ship and she accesses the ships to this ship, and she accesses the ship logs and downloads them, and then boom, we have. Bonk.
Yeah, she handles the log quite well, and then she gets attacked.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
And it's a weak way, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it. Let me go back.
And she thinks it's one of the henchmen she's fought before, but it isn't. It's a different one.
Yeah. Correct. All right, and so we have the little fight going on here. And, you know, these fights I like in the comic because there's a lot of action and you can really see without a lot of verbiage. And basically there's a warrior, a shadow army that she's looking for too as well. And I forgot the name of the species or the people, the group that are part of that shadow army that, you know, they're discovering. And I will get to it. There's more information coming about that. Let's see here. And then here we have this is basically the same scene. I don't know. I don't know if I was confused or what, but she took down the assailant on her. And there we have another scene right here. And they're talking. This is Wrath Kelko. I have hard time with these damn Star Wars names sometimes. And here's an Anzadi here too. And now she's undercover. So we go from that scene for her going undercover. Basically, she's under the little rails, the little under the floor, basically, and she's listening to them talk. So, and they're basically she's basically, for a moment I sense something, now it's gone. And yeah, there we go. More Gugai is supposed to be that shadow army, I guess. And I left guarding the ship, does not respond, so she's realizing that some of her reinforcements is not responding and stuff, and she's wondering what's going on. And so we'll move on.
Wilson in the chat says it's a Nikto. I think he's right. I keep mixing those up with the weak way.
Okay.
Because they look similar.
Oh, so Matt's in there now?
No, Wilson, not Wilkins.
Oh, okay.
No, if Wilkins had been there, it would have been insults and shit.
Yeah, you guys would have been having your back and forth already. That's how I know. If I'm not on the main screen and he pops in, that's how I know he's in, because you guys are going at it already. All right. And now we have Master Thom, fighting with, the guy and his students right there. Master Thom will want to know about this. And so we still have that little fight going on. Again, we really don't need to, don't need no words. We just see the actions going on here. And, all of them are taking a beating, even Thom. So we have that. So let's move on. And of course, more action. Thom is taking control of these students of his, and he points out, basically he questions him about, the students as well. And I thought it was very interesting how, they talk about that. And we'll go on. He basically says, you choose not to kill him. He goes, I know they were students. They were executing forms, but they are not mastered. They have not mastered them. They are all your students, Aku Sai. And he goes, yes, they are. And then so he points out how masters usually take just one student, and, how they help perfect. And that's how the Jedi do that. And he points out taking so many students doesn't give quality, of training and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting when they talked about that. And, so I think he does give him information. I'm not sure if he got the information about what he's seeking from him. I wasn't sure, because he was seeking him for information about the assassin, but I wasn't sure if he got it from him. And that's what I was confused, because it went from that fight and them talking about how he took on multiple students. But we know later on in the Lord, Luke does, and the masters do train at least a few students or a couple students, because of rebuilding the order and how, little there were trainers and stuff. So I thought that was interesting with their talk, regarding that. And then later we have Asajj, and she goes, any luck with the ship logs I stole, Master? And he goes, more puzzles than answers, Ayla. I was certain he and his father were the last of the warrior race. You say the Morgukai you fought was not Bok. And so again, referring back to who she fought before, and it wasn't. So, and she basically said she took Bok's hand in battle, Master. The Morgukai looked like Bach, but he had both hands. And so they're just discussing about that, and they're going into hyperspace. That's what it looks like. And then, basically he says Aku revealed as much as he could. There's a shortage of teachers on Anzat. So basically that refers back to him taking on more students than normal. And it goes, hold on, I need to take a drink. I'm like losing my voice. Their mission is taking them to Sulukamai. What's that name again?
Yeah, Sulukamai.
There we go. I always have trouble with that one too. So their mission takes them to Sulukamai, and I think it's interesting because Stig and I were talking about how Sulukamai is mentioned in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, so it's Kenobi says it. It says Sulukamai has Sulukamai has fallen, and Master Voss has moved his troops to Boss Pity.
Yeah.
Boss Pity, I think, is the Nemoidian planet.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have reference in the movies with this mission that's coming up. So basically that's where their mission has taken them. So I'm not going to read everything, and that's just in short. And so now we're going on to the second. I'm going to go ahead and look at the chat and get some water as well, because my throat has been kind of dry today. It's been warming up here. Allergies have been kicking in a little bit for me. Let's see here. Hey, Tim's here. Open Air, like, hi guys, hello, how are you doing? Welcome. And Holocron Library Fox, Klaatu Barad Niktu.
Yeah, that's it's from is it the Hindu Bible, something like that? But they use the same thing in the Evil Dead movies. If you say Klaatu Barad Niktu, you summon the shitty demons. But there's Star Wars reference as well, because there's something called the Klaatu Niktu, and then the regular ones. So it's a reference to that same line. Oh, the day the earth stood still. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's also in Evil Dead, and it's you have the Klaatu Niktu and the regular Niktu, so it's
okay.
Also in Star Wars, though.
Yeah, interesting. And Thone becomes so cool at the end of the arc. Yes, he does. He's one of those memorable Jedi. He has an interesting backstory. For indeed, Matt G, we have basically the little unicorns going on here. Evil Dead. Yep. Let's see here. And what else do we have here? The Evil Dead thing was in homage to the day of the earth stood still. Yep, exactly. And we have 20 people here, so press that like button. And those joining, what are you enjoying? What's in your mug, or what are you enjoying while we are going through these comics? And anybody has any questions about what we have just went through, or have anything else to add to it, go ahead and share before we move on to the second comic. Let's see here. And all right. And Stig, do you have anything to say about this one here?
No, just an awesome cover, really.
Yeah.
That's Thulm getting something to do.
Yeah.
Instead of yapping like he's been doing all through the thing.
Yeah. All his yapping, and he did have some action, so that's cool. In the past one too. Yeah. All right. Costa Rican coffee. Sounds good. Probably strong. The strongest coffee I've ever had so far is the Turkish coffee in Turkey. Man, that stuff is strong. The Turkish coffee. Yep. No, not turkey coffee either. Turkish coffee, Stig. Turkish. All right. Let's go to the comic here. And he doesn't say anything. Yeah, so we have the cover here, and this is what I use on the thumbnail right here. So we have a little action play going on with Thulm and these guys. And so now we're back on Coruscant here, and we have Kayleen here. And of course, we have, Chancellor, Palpatine in the background. He's basically look like he's scowling.
He's on TV.
Yes, he is. The holocron news.
I bet you Luke Skywalker's face was on TV as well when he was wanted by the Empire.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he was on those Hollow News that's, throughout the Coruscant, in the different levels and stuff. And that's what people don't realize is that oh well, they wouldn't put his face out there because they want to keep him a secret, blah blah blah, or whatever their excuse is. It's bullshit. They make the Empire and they make the Rebel Alliance look so stupid with their reasonings when it comes to that. He's like the most wanted at the time. He was the most wanted rebel.
Yeah, everyone that was a rebel was wanted. I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But him, because he was responsible for the Death Star's destruction, really, he took that shot. And then Vader, realizing that that's his son after the fact, he was the most wanted because he was a valuable tool that Palpatine or even Vader could use.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the Empire captured a rebel, they would get the name of whoever blew up the Death Star.
Yeah.
Probably the first thing they would ask.
The interrogation and everything. Because look at, they even try to interrogate, Leia in the beginning of A New Hope, for the plans and stuff. So, yeah. So people who try to counter that, with them displaying Luke Skywalker as most wanted out of the Rebel Alliance and stuff, and that they wouldn't do it, are full of shit. They don't know Star Wars. There we go. I'm blunt again. I don't give a shit right now. Okay, so let's move on. So she's in the lower levels of Coruscant, and of course, Palpatine, and this is lower levels, and he is still on the Hollow News down there. So this sector was a lot of livelier. So this is what her thoughts are. Before security acts were passed, you could find almost anything you wanted down here. So this is kind of a glimpse into what Palpatine is enforcing to get control.
Yeah.
So there you go. So there's a lot of things that he's enforcing now, even in the lower levels where, the crime, like the law, it's like the lawlessness is down there. We all know that, there's not that much law down there. As the lower you go down in Coruscant.
Actually, it reminds me of stuff you see on the news today.
Exactly. There's a narrative that they have to keep, right? And he is setting up that narrative. It is still true, but now you need to know where to look, and that's how it is. So there you go. So she's down in the lower levels of Coruscant, searching for information, and she finds her.
Oh yeah, she finds the assassin, scratchy one.
She does, and so she runs into her. She finds her. And that's who, Voss seen when he was getting, when he was using his psychometric abilities to find out who the assassin is.
Yeah,
so,
and there's a reference. She knows who Quinlan Voss is because he killed Wolf Karko. And well, quite a few coffee chats ago.
Yeah.
The who was a fallen Asante, but Ansari Jedi.
Ansari, yeah. And so she knows exactly what that is and or who that is and what had happened. And she goes, well, you are with, she basically calls Colleen out who she is and who Cordo Voss is. Basically, it's Quinlan, and she calls that out. And basically she's like, where is he? And he goes, right here. So he basically, true Jedi fashion, sneaks up behind her, and she goes, impressive. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Also, he wants to know if she killed Chancellor Valorum. He's gotten killed, and she can't reveal the information because it's like a code of honor thing. So she's forbidden to disclose a contract or even acknowledging a kill.
Correct. Yeah, so the plot thickens here, and so because of that, they get into a fight because she's like, I can't reveal, and he's like, you're gonna give me the information, damn it, basically, and they start, fighting, and look at her arms here, so she's got her long nails. Like I said, it looks almost cybernetic to me, but of course, those are her weapons. He strikes her. Doesn't he strike her armband there? And it doesn't.
It's
I know it's
what
not Beskar.
is it cortosis?
Maybe if it is, it would. Usually,
Oh, he says it.
Where is it at?
Top image, cortosis. First thing he says.
Oh, cortosis. There we go. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sometimes if you strike it too much, a lightsaber against cortosis, too much, it will engage the lightsaber. Like it'll make it malfunction for a little bit. And you could still ignite it after, but it'll shut it off. So I think that this is pretty neat, and we see the use of cortosis throughout the lore, and one of them is in the Hand of Thrawn duology, the second book, The Visions of the Future, when they're trying to escape or trying to penetrate the fortress, the Hand of Thrawn.
I'm reading it right now for the first time.
Okay. So sorry. I thought maybe you were done. Yeah. No. So a little bit of spoilers there, but not much. So, and I'm not telling you exactly where that's at because there's a different scenes and stuff like that. You're like, shut it, woman, shut it. I'm reading it right now.
It's well, I'm not reading it. I'm doing the audiobook, but it's unabridged, and I have 17 hours left. It's a long book.
It is. It's one of the that duology is a. It could have been a trilogy. Really, because both books are very long. Not well in Star Wars standards. They're they're long, but the longest book is Star by Star, and that's a new Jedi Order. So, all right, so they have their fight here, and they're having their back and forth, and we won't reveal to him the information. They talk about, then she also starts coaxing him, like, basically talking about his soup, and how they are like similar because he has touched the dark side and liked it, and she has had soup basically, and
she wants to spill his soup.
Yep. She wants to suck on his soup.
Yep.
Sorry, that sounds so bad.
Well, it's what it says.
I know, but me and okay, I digress. I'll quit.
Anyway, back to the assassin milkmaid.
All right. Breathe. Okay. All right.
She's literally a super assassin.
A super assassin. There we go.
Yeah, she's a Mary Soup.
She's a Mary Soup. Now look at her, so they're both dressed in black here. So, and you could tell they're both been through a lot of stuff as well. So that's just my direct correlation, because she was telling Voss, we are similar. And he's like, bullshit, we are not similar. And so that's when they have their, their back and forth there. Oh, wait, hold on here. Does she slap him, or is that a kick down at the bottom?
It's probably no, I think no, she scratches his arm, doesn't she?
I think so. I get that. Yeah. And they still go through that, and he goes to and so he goes to use the Force to push her away or whatever.
He shoves her into the fence and then rips her gloves off.
Yeah, because the gloves, they basically scratched him up, and he's like, bullshit, this is bullshit. Yeah. And then she grabs him, and she tries to get him close to her as well, and that's the Nzadi's way. They grab you, they basically manipulate your mind, and we've seen that with Ayla and as well, and then they proceed to drink your soup.
Yeah, they put these little tendrils that come out of their cheeks into your nose.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And brains you, I guess.
Yep. And I like this picture right here of Quinlan right here. It looks so real. Really good done art right here. It looks so real. So I was like impressed by that little image right there. And so basically when he grabs her, he reads her. Because basically he can't get information from her directly. So he goes, I'm going to read it from you. And she goes, I'm not an object. And then he goes, what I've learned from Dooku is that everything's an object.
Yeah. and he's actually doing what she's trying to do with him.
Exactly. And so he reads basically everything that she's done, and that includes, her assassin of Valorum.
Yeah, she souped him.
Mm-hmm.
She sucked Valorum dry.
Yep. So he finds out information, and then she starts, drawing him closer. So they have that struggle, and here she is right here, and you can see her tendrils coming out, her little tentacles coming out to penetrate his nose to get his soup here. And he's trying to resist right here. And so they have this push and pull of wills right here. So there you go. So what we were talking about, if you didn't know about the Inzadi, basically that's what they do. And they prefer Force users. Like if they ever have a chance to drink the Force users soup, I guess you can say, it gives them, what would you say, more power?
I think so. It's a better meal, basically.
Yeah, it's like a high.
Yeah, they just and especially if there's like darkness in people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's really not necessarily. Like
yeah, it's not necessarily power, but it's a high. Yeah. It's like and stuff, and then here we go. So let me see. Let me go back here, and it says, "It doesn't matter now. You do what are nothing you do matters. Nothing matters. Nothing but." What I seek. So basically he's still, resisting her and stuff, and that he's on his mission, and he's basically, that's his focus. And then, so here we go. So he's getting more information from her. And so he finds out about Sora Bulk.
Yeah. He's the one who hired her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And then she starts succeeding, and then Colleen shows up with a metal rod.
And knocks her, basically, or at least
get your twitchers out of his face, witch.
Yep.
She should have said bitch. That would have been better.
Yeah, not witch, but bitch. That would have been awesome.
Or she bitch.
She bitch. That's her man, though.
Yeah. Sometimes in life, a woman has to whack another woman with a metal pole.
And this is their definition, the classic definition of a strong female woman, taking charge, helping her man out when he needs, and protecting him and stuff, something that Disney Star Wars doesn't seem to get.
They don't get anything except
they don't do anything. And I was telling Stig, I love her tattoo on her abdomen there, her markings or whatever. I think they're pretty cool. So there she is. She brings out the blaster here, and basically she doesn't shoot her. She misses, but she does get away. So, yeah. So Quinlan now has his information. He's linking everything to Sora, and now he thinks Sora Bulk is the Sith, which is, we know the case who the master is and who the apprentices are. Because Palpatine goes through a couple before he gets to Anakin.
Yeah, and I think Voss is being a bit stupid there, because the second Sith would have to be someone that Dooku trained. No, that trained Dooku. But Dooku's obviously training Sora Bulk because he knows that, because he's seen it before.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would he think the apprentice is the master? That's a bit stupid.
Yeah, that's a bit confusing, huh? His thoughts are a bit confusing. So
he's dumb.
He's dumb right here. Maybe it was just from what the assassin was doing to him. I don't know, but I digress. And then I find where Sora Bulk is, maybe use my contacts with Dooku, and then, so this is Voss right here. I find a way to get there and kill him. So we're on Salamuki,
Salukamai.
There we go, Salukamai. And
Salamuki sounds better though. There needs to be a Jedi named Salamuki.
Salamuki, huh? Master Salamuki. It sounds almost like an Asian type Salamuki.
Yeah, it sounds Disney if it's like Salamuki Maladuki. It's like a Wookiee.
Bippity boppity boo. Put it together and what you got.
Yeah.
I was like, I butchered that. I'm sorry. But it led to this beautiful little joke and stuff and laughter. All right. So basically, it's a planet that looks like it's a Garden of Eden, basically, but on the surface, but underneath is like the magma streams are so close to the surface that it's basically kind of toxic.
Probably where Geode was born.
Oh God! Don't refer him to this here. We're talking. This is classical Star Wars. This isn't the new stuff.
Well, there we have that Jedi from earlier, the one who's also a cook.
Yeah, that's right. And he was in the comics from the past here, and so let's move forward now. And so here he is. So
Master Sao, who is blind and is also a cook.
Exactly. And people always complain, like people who complain about his cooking. He's like, if you're complaining, that means you've changed, that there's nothing wrong kind of deal. So so we have that same little banter going on from the last time we seen him, and how he uses his cooking. I don't know if I'm going to explain this right. Maybe you can. How he uses his cooking that mirrors what's going on in the universe or the place where he cooks at, and all that. I don't know how to better explain that. I don't.
Yeah, he has his private little philosophy.
Yeah.
About cooking that you can understand the place from its recipes and ingredients. And
there you go. Yeah, exactly. And so they have that here, and basically, Thom was basically saying this doesn't taste good, and he goes like, it's not the soup that changes you. So there's again his philosophy there. And let's go ahead and move on here.
I bet you he makes good soup though.
Yeah. Soup is good. So, some days you just gotta have those nice hearty soups with maybe some French bread or something like that, and just have a relaxing day. It's comfort food.
It's really good if you've been out in the cold.
And
you come back inside to homemade meat and vegetable soup.
Like kind of a thick, hearty soup.
Yeah, it's with salty meat in it.
Okay. What type of do you like beef in there, or do you like what kind of soup? Is that your favorite soup?
Lamb.
Lamb?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. Lamb is really good. Like mutton and stuff is really, really good. And mutton is basically lamb. It's just Navajo. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. And so we went on a little talk about soups. I'm going to go ahead and check out the chat before we move on here. See who, and she likes mucus. Hello, Cavantino Che. How are you doing? Booger eater. Let's see here. And then Subhuman 84. What's up? How you doing? Star Wars is saved. Laugh out loud. It is. With the pronouns and all that, it's saved. Soliduki. Yeah. Soliduki. And then Jedi fondue. Yep. Jedi fondue. Yep. Just dip your sticks in, right? That sounds horrible. And Holocron, Library Fox, Sula Wookie. And then Jedi Hibachi. Hibachi Jedi instead of Hibachi chicken. Oh, goodness. That's funny. All right. So I have 14 of you guys. Thank you guys for being here with me and Stig. And let's get back to the comics. This is very fun. I love doing this, reading these and going over these with you guys. So, and so they have their little talk here. Basically talk about the war, and how, how it's, clouded the Jedi's mind. Basically, that's what I got from the scene. And that they're supposed to serve the war or the Force and not the war.
Yeah, which is what Qui-Gon was all about.
Yeah.
Really. And Zhao is the same way. He serves the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Qui-Gon called it the living Force, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Correct. And I do get that, first and foremost, a Jedi is going to needs to find solution as a peaceful solution, for peace and, to resolve conflict and stuff. And that the fighting is the last resort. That's and that's why they train, because they train to fight if they need to. And, but Palpatine was a great manipulator. He set the war up so quick and so efficiently that the Jedi had to take action the way they did. And that's what hurt the Jedi, because they didn't have a chance to resolve the conflict in a peaceful resolution, because it happened so quick. And Palpatine knew that would set them back and cloud their vision. And plus, he also clouded them with the dark side, anyways. So I think Palpatine was brilliant setting up this conflict to gain control. So, okay, let's move on. And then we have basically he gives them the soup again, some more soup. And it looks like he's a friggin' good cook with that soup, and stuff like that.
It's steaming. That makes it look good.
Exactly. And as they're talking, he basically says, the soup tastes good now and stuff like that. And it goes back to the same philosophy and stuff like that. And then he goes, he's like, I got to go on my way. The Force is calling me away, basically. And he says, he bids goodbye.
Yeah. And then he tosses fruit into the air and slices it in half.
Exactly. We have that little bit of, Jedi Master wisdom going out right there. And I thought it was nice little segue here, reminding, us, the viewers, and also, in the lore that, of what the Jedi are supposed to do and how Palpatine's affecting them.
Yeah. And he's not part of the Jedi Order, really. He's just, he's based on the classic, from the, the classic old, blind swordmaster trope.
Yeah.
A samurai with no master and stuff like that. So it's like a Ronin.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't they do that in Rogue One too? Kind of, in a way.
Oh yeah, he had a staff too.
Exactly.
And blind, follows the Force completely, and yeah.
What did you think about that little saying he does? I am one with the Force, and the Force is one with me, or whatever it was.
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't mess with anything.
No, it didn't. I just wanted to know how you felt about it. It was interesting. It was another different, interesting take.
How they could have made the ending way better? Is by having Vader fight him.
Oh.
And then get past him and then do the rebels.
Yeah. Like slaying him, because they did, either if they didn't recruit the Force sensitives for for Inquisitors or whatever, they killed them.
Yeah.
And that would have been a perfect thing, because then it would show that Vader is still after and killing anybody that could possibly become a Jedi if they don't become Inquisitors. So that's just my take on that. But you're right, that would have been interesting to see. So, but hey, it's just another remake of Dark Forces. And those people that don't know, Stig shared and I retweeted it about Dark Forces coming a remake, or not a remake, but
yeah, it is a remake, because it's in a different engine. So
yeah. Okay.
PC, Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation in the fourth quarter this year.
Yeah, so check that out. I did retweet it as well. So go ahead and check it out, you guys. I'm excited.
It's a few days old though, so it's not new.
Yeah, well, it's still relatively new. It's not like it's a month out of the away from the announcement, So you guys check it out. I retweeted it, and I'm excited because I do have Dark Forces on my laptop here, and so once that comes out, I probably will just go to that one. I'm excited. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. So Ayla, you're the only Jedi close enough to receive this transmission. So basically, they're trying to communicate with Ayla, and and about what's going on. The council, the Republic needs to know what I've learned here on Seleucami.
Yeah, and turns out the Morgu Cly, whatever they're called, are clones.
Mm-hmm.
They're being trained in Jedi arts, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that shadow army that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting. And then so we have Dooku here, and they basically talk about that shadow army, I believe. And
Dooku and Grievous, and then Thulm shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And he's reporting back to Ayla, and then he gets to kick ass.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he does. And she also tells him, though, that they've been called on a separate mission. They've been called out that she needs to part from him. So now he's on his own. So because she has to take her orders, and stuff. So, and he respects that. He's like, you go do what you need to do. I'll handle it here. And, but she does watch their fights. So she's on the holocron right here, and she's watching everything. So it's going around, and of course she's just a hollow image. So we see them fighting through her and stuff. She's witnessing and can't do nothing about it. You could tell by her stance that she's like very perturbed about that, upset about that she can't help out.
Yeah, and Sora Bulk shows up too.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so they continue their fight after defeating me. And so basically this goes back to his flashback in the first portion, part 1 of this comic, where, he fights Dooku, and Dooku takes his eye, and then, Sora takes, basically takes him to, saves him basically, and helps him get treatment and stuff. And then he realizes, well, you did that. Why did you take me to go get treatment, and you're still under Dooku, and stuff like that. So we have this back and forth, going on. So it's interesting how Sora, saved Thom, but still was, influenced by Dooku. So, yeah. And so it shows right here. This is what I just got done talking about. So this is when he rescues him and gets him into, to get healed and stuff like that, to recover. And he's basically, if it was not for you, for your help, I would have died there on Bakura. Why
is his eye still back though? That's a blooper.
Yeah. Yeah. Good call. Yep, because we see it wasn't there. And exactly. Why not? Huh?
Yeah, so it's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They screwed up.
Whoopsie, that's a slip up. And so they, they have their banter here and stuff like that. And basically how he talks to Thom is basically how Dooku manipulated his mind as well. So
it's basically what the Sith are, tend to do. Well, he's not a Sith; it's a Dark Jedi, but it's the same technique, trying to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Trying to piss the other one off a bit as well, and basically they're bickering about what happened before.
Exactly, it was just a little tiff there, and that's what they're going through. And they continue to fight. And I think Thom said he doesn't want to kill him, but, sometimes Jedi's got to do what a Jedi's got to do, And I don't think he did. I'm not sure. I think Thom got away.
No, he slashes him, and he falls down, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's a weird...
It's vague. It's vague right there. That's how I see that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure what that's supposed to be. That's
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's go on here. And then shortly after, basically, well, has anyone found him yet? And he says, no, it's unlikely we will. So Thom got away. Thom was trained by one of the great Anzadi masters. You don't you won't be able to keep him from escaping. So basically, he did get away. So that's why he was screaming about Thom. So there we go.
Yeah.
Thom got away, and they're acknowledging who one of his masters are. Here are the Sparty clone cylinders down here.
Yeah.
So he finds out about that. And then we have here back on Coruscant. I thought Sora Bulk was working for Dooku, and didn't Dooku get to the dark side first? Does this make sense, Quinn? So she's questioning his theories, just like you did, Stig. She's questioning him on what's going on here because he's not clear. It's not clear what he's thinking, and his mind. This shows that his mind's not clear.
Now it shows that she's smart and he's dumb.
And then I don't know if I have any women who in here like Lady Toriel who'd like to see this, but here you go for the ladies in the chat. So a little bit of bare chest, muscular man. So, all right. So basically she's questioning him out. And he gets a call back to the Order, and so he gets dressed in his Jedi fatigues, and basically we have Stig's favorite Jedi.
I hate him.
So yeah,
he is so stupid. He has a dog face and a snake body and clawed hands. It's one of the dumbest creatures ever in Star Wars.
Yeah,
I want him to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want. Yeah, so here we go. So basically he sees the fight with Thom and Sora Bulk right there. And he gets a mission from the master here to go to Seleucami, basically. And he has to take his command. And this is mentioned in Revenge of the Sith by Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this comic might have come out after Revenge of the Sith, though.
Yeah. I'll have to take a look at the published date. So, but it's still, even if it happened before or after, it's still the movies and the EU, having that synergence of, continuity and stuff.
I can have a look.
Okay, take a look, and we'll finish this up right here. And deep within a hidden layer on Coruscant. So basically, he is viewing secretly what's going on with Voss, and he's thinking that Voss is planted and that their mission is not going to fail, blah blah blah, and that everything's going as planned. And even Palpatine says that. And at the end, he says, the triumph of the Sith will be complete and we shall have our revenge. So kind of goes, it's like I said, we're getting close to Revenge of the Sith. We're getting close to the finale of this all. So I don't exactly know how close this is in the timeline to Revenge of the Sith, but we are coming upon it. So as you can tell. And then that's the end of that. So there you go. So we have that going on here. And let me go ahead and find the, see here. He was protector of the Temple of the Wheels. Yes, exactly. And Lady Toriel. Yes. Zoom. Yes. There we go. See, I kind of figured, I sensed you were in the chat, lovely lady. So I did that for you. So
what's the name of this one?
Takedown Part 2.
Okay. Trackdown. Sorry.
Or Trackdown. Sorry, not Takedown. Trackdown.
Yeah. There's not many comics left with Voss.
Okay.
Republic. It was released February 9th, 2005. So that's before Revenge of the Sith.
There we go.
But Revenge of the Sith was probably done shooting by then.
Yeah. Like I said, there's probably some synergy going on between the movies and the comics and stuff to link them together. But we also know that George was inspired by comics he read because, yes, he did not have time to read the novels because that takes time and he was a busy man. But he did read the comics, which don't take time at all. We read 2 within a couple hours, and you can easily skim through a comic even less, or a series, within a reasonable time frame. And, even his staff has said that he loved the comics very much. So there you go. And so whether it was written and then they took it from the comics or vice versa, we still have continuity right here done well.
Well, there has to be another Clone Wars omnibus happening because
are we missing something? Because I know that there is more to Voss than what we're having here.
Yeah,
I don't want to give any spoilers out.
I don't think the Siege of Seleucami is in this omnibus because the next ones coming up are the Obsession comics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Last Republic one is number 73, but there's at least 83.
Okay, so Star Wars Republic number 77 is a Siege of Seleucami.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the part 4. So part 1 is number 74.
Is that in that omnibus?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
No, I don't think so. So there's a 4-parter left, and then there's one called Hidden Enemy, and then there's Revenge of the Sith comic.
Yeah.
So none of those have been in a omnibus yet. So I'm thinking there has to be one left. I mean, the 3 Hidden Enemies, enemy ones, I don't think I've even read them.
Yeah.
It's Luminara and Voss on Kashyyyk.
Yeah. So
guess how that ends.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. No, it's not because we have the Republic number 72 and 73, Trackdown part 1 and 2. And then after that, 74 through 77 is the Siege at Seleucami. And it's not in here.
Yeah.
And this is the last one so far.
Yeah, last one so far. And so I'm not sure what they're doing.
Yeah. Because that's that's an important one because it's mentioned in the movies.
Yeah, maybe you could contact them and ask.
I know, we should have. We need to write them. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Send an email. There we go. Yeah, so the next ones here is like Star Wars Obsession 1 through 5, which I don't think we're going to cover, right?
Oh, we need to do Obsession.
Okay, we need to do the Obsession one?
Oh, yeah. Very important.
Okay. What about Routine Valor? No?
Nah, probably just some standalone thing.
Okay, so Obsession it's a 5 parts.
Yeah, so maybe we should do a 3 and then, or no, we should do 2 and 2 and 1, I guess.
Yeah, and the 2, 2, 1, and then we can combine that with the last one in there that that will conclude this omnibus or this collection. Before I move on, but I just hate to stand on a standstill or like not go through Siege at Seleucami. I hate to move on without that, and go to the next ones.
Yeah,
but there's nothing we could do unless we can find a way.
Yeah, it's the Clone Wars Volume 3. It's a while since it came out too. Yeah, well, actually. It came out April 7th, 2020. So it's just a year.
Okay.
And there's let's see, Legacy Volume 3 came out last year. Let's see when Volume 2 came out. 2018. So there's actually 2 years between the two of the Legacy ones, and there's 2 years between Clone Wars Volume 2 and 3 as well.
Okay.
So it's yeah.
Well, so then expect a volume 4, people. Expect a volume 4.
Yeah,
the way the printing history looks like, we'll probably get a volume 4.
Yeah. Because they are doing the there's a new Marvel one coming out in August. That's the second last one. Because that one ends with Star Wars 88, and then you get the Return of the Jedi comic, and then there's only 107 of the Marvel ones, so that leaves one Marvel omnibus left. But I hope they put Marvel 108 in there, because it is Legends, right? So it should be there. And in other news, the Dark Empire one is out.
Yes.
New Republic Volume 5. It has the Dark Empire. Well, Dark Empire 1 and 2. And some handbooks and stuff, and then some tales from Star Wars Tales bits. So basically, it's pretty much all of the Dark Empire in one omnibus. So that's I guess, even if you don't like the art style in it, which I kind of don't, it's still
a fun
Star
read.
Wars. Yeah, and it's still a big deal in the EU, I guess, even if it ended up contradicting shit after the prequels came out. But
yeah. And then we have Mr. Dystopian here. How did Luminara get captured in Rebels? She would surely have died during Order 66 on Kashyyyk Beach.
Yeah, because Dave Filoni didn't pay attention.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Voss were the only ones that didn't die.
Yeah, Luminara gets she gets shot by a tank, I think. It's in the I think it's in the novel, and it's also in the comic. But Dave Filoni didn't pay any attention, and he also has what is it? Depa Billaba is Kanan's Jedi Master, even though she was brain dead at the time.
Yeah, I was researching that, or I was looking into that yesterday. I forgot what it was for, but that came up, and I'm like, wait a minute here. She's been dead way before Order 66. Well,
technically, she's still alive.
Yeah,
she's just completely brain dead, and she's kept alive in that garden.
Yeah.
So and he has the Evan Piel, who gets killed in, I think it's in the Shatterpoint novel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive when he should be dead as well.
I know. That I seen too, and I was like, boy, does this man don't keep track of these character arcs. But then you see his stuff that he's making now, and like even the Darksaber is very confusing right now when it comes to its own arc.
Yeah.
So
EU update thing.
Yeah.
On June 8th, you get the Old Republic Volume 4.
Okay.
Omnibus, which is it's not part of the the Sane Carrick story, which has 3 omnibuses. These are comics that tie into the MMO, I believe. So you get to see Sean and other characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So there you guys go. We try to announce anything that's coming out, or with the reprints and stuff like that, so you guys can jump on the ball and get them and add them to your collection if you don't have them.
Yeah, and I've never read these comics.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's 400 something pages of Star Wars comics that I've never seen before.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. I mean, there's so much comics to get through. It's like it's unreal, and I'm enjoying this. I'm truly enjoying this and stuff. And we're trying to keep, a path of continuity here. So, after this, we'll be, keeping continuity with what we're reading right here. So I'm excited for that. But again, I just feel weird not are moving on into the classical era of the rebels and stuff like that without, going through Siege of Seleucami. So that's
Yeah,
going to be
well, once that is out, we can always just
recap.
pause what we're doing and just go back and do the
Okay.
Siege of Tsukumai, I
All right.
guess. But I think after we've done with these, though, we're going to do Rebellion Volume 1, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of Han, Luke, and Leia and Wedge.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about that. I
And
love these
there's
two, but I'm excited about that.
4 omnibuses, and they're all great. I read
Mm-hmm.
all of them.
Yep, exactly. And so we have Holocron Library Fox. Filoni knows no rules, just guidelines. Yesterday I was doing a lot of research when it comes to Star Wars and, recapping and just looking up things because of the Bad Batch. And I found an interview with Filoni, and he was saying that George was telling him that they don't have to strictly stay with the EU, and so he took that as that they didn't have to, or they can recreate the EU, or they didn't have to abide by the EU in a sense, or, for the Clone Wars. And what I got from what he said, or what was said, is that he can also expand into different areas and create new characters for the Clone
Yeah.
Wars and stuff. That's what I got.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Mm-hmm.
He was allowed to expand on it, not overwrite.
Exactly. So, and so he took that, what George said, I think, out of context and basically rewritten characters that, were already established.
And you know what that also means?
Hmm.
George saying that?
Mm-hmm.
If George was heavily involved, he wouldn't have to say that. Because
Yeah,
he would be there involved.
exactly. Exactly. And he was only involved for like a few seasons or a couple seasons at best.
Yeah, I think it was two seasons. Yeah. And, for the first 2 seasons, it doesn't contradict anything.
Mm-mm.
It fits perfectly with the EU and the movies and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Filoni is left to his own devices, and then it's a train wreck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. And I mean, that's just the history of it. And the evidence is there. And people who rely on quotes as proof all the damn time, I think are nuts, because we know George Lucas has changed his mind or contradicted himself many times. But despite that, actions speak louder than words. So look at how the brand was being created during the time frame when George, had a lot to say versus when he didn't.
Yeah, and but Ahsoka's cool, so everything's okay. No, it isn't.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And Holocron, yeah, I knew what you're saying as well. I think I expanded on it more. Yeah, that's what I meant. Lucas gave some liberties and Filoni took some more. Exactly.
Basically, he gave him a slice of cake, and Filoni just stuffed his face into the whole cake.
He's like, no, you keep the slice. I'm taking the cake.
Yep.
Exactly. So, yeah, so we are moving on to this next ones here, and we'll be moving on to Rebellion Volume 1 after we're coming near completion of this. And once Siege of Seleucami comes out, then we'll backtrack and, revisit that, which will be fun. I can't wait. And so this is like our little path here with reviewing the comics as well. And please go check on Twitter about the Dark Forces, the news about Dark Forces, and share it and all that. And I'm excited about that because I do have Dark Forces. I started playing games again. It's been quite a long time, and Stig, gifted me for Christmas Dark Forces, so I'm excited for the new stuff. The Dark Forces. You did.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, you sent me the Dark Forces game, the original one, the before this.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Let's see here. Stig always finds a way to hammer into into gross words. Goodness gracious. All right. It looks like we're coming to a conclusion here with the comics here. So again, that was an interesting one. We are winding down with these comics, coming close to Revenge of the Sith, which is very exciting. I'm glad to share like the continuity and point out those little niches and those little golden nuggets of continuity that's shared within the whole overall lore. It's always fun to point that out, and also point out, how much George, honored the EU. It's evidence. It's all over the property before the buyout. And again, yes, early stages of Star Wars didn't maintain much continuity because that wasn't established yet. But as we got closer to, the 90s and stuff like that, and the realization of continuity, they started establishing that. Sue Rustoni is the one that, said we need to start maintaining continuity. And then we get, Leland Chi coming in and creating the holocron, and I guess you could say the Bible of lore. And it went from there, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad to share that and that experience with every single one of you guys, the Star Wars comics and stuff. So Stig, go ahead and tell us where we can find you.
In bed and not too long. Yeah, and well, on Mondays, I'm on Sporking's channel talking about the Game of Thrones books.
Mm-hmm.
While futilely awaiting book 6. And on Mondays, I'm sometimes on Geek Blends too, playing trivia.
Yeah.
And then I'm here on Thursdays. That's
yeah,
pretty much it, except for some guest appearances here and there.
Yeah, and you were on Raging Rhino's show this morning.
Yeah,
well, my morning.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because when I woke up, I went in and found that he was live again, and so I was listening and seeing you guys were talking about Star Wars. So
yeah, we were talking about the retarded new characters that Disney Star Wars has come up with.
Yeah, I know. And then Open Airlock Tim has a question, and I guess that's for you, Stig. What did you think of the Rebellion comics or Rebellion comic?
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were awesome.
Okay.
They're in the there's four omnibuses called the Rebellion omnibuses, but it also has a comic series called Rebellion, I believe. So
yeah,
it's a lot of Luke and a lot of rebels doing military missions.
Okay. Yeah,
and some very cool female characters too.
Okay.
I had a blast reading them.
Yeah. And I'm excited to get that and share that with you guys here on the channel. It's going to be fun reviewing those as well. And then Miss Lady Toriel, she's a member of my channel, and membership. I do have membership available. So you can not only subscribe, but if you choose to become a member, you get to have the fun icons that are, the fun emocons that I have. And I have like Cadus, we have Jaina, I have some droids. So it's fun. I get to add one more. So I'm thinking maybe Kenobi. So you guys can, use those throughout if you become a member as well. And so there's an option there. You can even I don't know what I was going to say there. I'm tired now. But yeah, so you can either become a member, you can super chat, whatever you need to do for the support of the channel. All the proceeds go back to either completing my collection with the comics and all that, and it all goes towards the channel, towards you guys, to keep the heart of Star Wars alive. And that's George Lucas era of Star Wars, and that's what I was trying to say. And then Open Airlock says pass, so I take it that maybe he didn't care for him. I don't know what that is. And here they are. Thank you so much, Lady Toriel, for sharing the fun little icons. So I even have, I have one more option to add. So I was thinking about, Kenobi, just to honor my co-pilot here, Stig Kenobi, as well. And you can find me here every Thursday morning, unless, something happens and I have to, we can't have to cancel the morning. So every Thursday morning, 9 a.m. here on my channel, as well as, like once a month, Babe de Menace appearances on other channels. I was on Lady Toriel's channel. Was it yesterday? Yeah. And that was fun, little random chat with her about Star Wars and other things as well. And stuff like that. So thank you again, you guys, for coming in and watching, and please hit the like button. And this is what Tim had. I remember not liking them too much. And, everybody has their taste, what they like and dislike about Star Wars. That's common, and like the wonderful banter between Stig and, me, and probably mostly Matt Wilkins, is about Jedi Academy. Stig didn't really care much for the trilogy, and he has quite a lot to say about Wedge's girlfriend in that series.
Oh yeah, his girlfriend Chicken Little.
Chicken Little. Yeah, so there you go. And again, thank you guys so much for coming in and listening, participating, and supporting. I do have merch. I hardly share the link, but I do have merch, t-shirts. You can get coffee mug. I need to get myself, I have a traveler's mug, but I need to get myself a coffee mug so I can share of my merch, so I could share on here. This is one of my favorite ones currently. And so I do have merch as well. It's through Redbubble. I'm thinking of changing over to, I think it's Teespring or something like that. I'm not sure what the exact name of it is, but you can also purchase merch and stuff, and all proceeds go to keep this channel running, and it's greatly appreciated as well. So thank you guys again for coming in and listening, and stay tuned for the next comics. We are completing this volume 3 here of the Clone Wars Republic comics, and may the Force be with you.
Take care and be well.